welcome back to Caribe Royale, Orlando, Florida, Boxlab Promotions, Night of Champions, live on the Zone. Fantastic action at heavyweight. We just had a title fight at super lightweight, and we are staying at super lightweight for the main event of the evening. Kevin Hayler Brown, he's going to be defending his WBA Continental North America super lightweight title. He's got tough Estueri Suero, who we've seen in action in main events before. He calls this a redemption opportunity, a chance to turn it around. Let's get this one underway one more time. Here's Mark
All
Fretto.
right, fight fans, it's main event time here in Orlando. The WBA Continental North America Championship on the line. Let's meet first the challenger as he makes his way to the blue corner from Santo Domingo, República Dominicana, Estueri, el hijo de Estueri Suero.
A fresh beginning. That is the mindset of that man, Estueri Suero. The last time he had a high-profile opportunity, he was disqualified against Floyd Schofield. Low blows, physically lifting up his opponent. Some called for Suero to be banned from the sport. He calls this a new chance, a new beginning, and says he's going to fight with much more discipline. Michael, you don't always get a second chance in life. This is one of them for
He
Suero.
said, I will fight clean this fight. Hey, listen, not everyone agreed that the plug should have been pulled on that one. On the broadcast, they said, they were happy with it. Listen, that's all rear view mirror. What he does tonight, that can put all that stuff deep in the background. If he fights his best style, he's 14-2. On paper, he should be in the same neighborhood as Kevin Brown. But Kevin Brown is the A side here. So B-side challenge for Mr. Suero.
And now the reigning, defending, undefeated champion makes his way to the red corner from Nuevitas, Camagüey, Cuba, Kevin El Alpha Hayler Brown.
Boxing phenom. That is how Kevin Brown has been described. He said, I came to America to become the next Cuban boxing sensation. 6 fights, 6 wins, all here at Caribe Royale. And Kevin Brown said, this is my home, this is my turf, and I will defend it.
I want Kevin H. Brown to actually stand and deliver. Wins are great, decision wins are good, but if you want to be what you say you want to be, really lift it up and blow up, you know the way to do it. Show the technical execution and excellence, but with ferocity, with a closing instinct, more of that, please. I want him to do well because I like boxing to do well. I like Boxlab to do well. He can be the best version of himself if he's aggressive, and he takes it to Mr. Suero.
And let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Kevin Brown, 31 years old. Suero is 24. You see almost identical reach. That is measured from the armpit to the end of the fist. What stands out to you, Michael Woods?
At 31 years old, Brown has had only 6 pro fights, so his he should be, kind of rapid as far as advancing. A win over Suero brings him to that next level, and he could be in significant title fights a year from now. But don't look past Suero, not at all.
Both men looking to get to that next level, and Brown defending his belt here tonight. Let's get our main event started. Let's go up to the ring and Mark Fretto.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to Orlando, Florida, here in the center of the ring and Caribe Royale Night of Champions, airing worldwide exclusively on DAZN. Our main event of the evening is scheduled for 10 rounds. It'll be contested for the WBA Continental North America Super Lightweight Championship. Brought to you by Boxlab Promotions in association with Warriors Boxing and presented by Caribe Royale Orlando. Embrace the moment, live Royale. Puncher's Chance, supporting all willing to take a chance, surrender to nothing. O2 Sports Insurance, the #1 sports insurance coverage in the USA. And Rifle Boxing Gear, a global leader. The main event is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association, the president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. And joining us in the ring one more time, supervisor Jorge Linares. It's also sanctioned by the Florida State Athletic Commission, the chairman, Tina Pike, the executive director, Timothy Shipman. The judges scoring this championship contest, Tina Griffith, Efrain Lebron, and Alexander Levin. And controlling the action when the bell sounds, the referee in charge is Alicia Collins. And now, live from Orlando, 10 rounds for the WBA Continental Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, it's go time! Introducing first, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 139 1/4 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 14 victories, 2 defeats, 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black this evening and hails from Santo Domingo, República Dominicana, now living, training, and fighting out of Las Vegas. He is the IBF Latino Super Lightweight Champion, Estueri, el hijo de Dicia Suero. His opponent, the undefeated, reigning, defending champion, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at an even and ready 140 pounds. As a professional, his perfect record stands with 6 victories, 0 defeats, 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears white with gold and hails from Nuevitas, Camagüey, Cuba, now living, training, and fighting out of Las Vegas. Please welcome the reigning, defending WBA Continental North America Champion, Kevin Alpha Hayler Brown.
All right, gentlemen, you have your instructions in the dressing room. Protect yourself and obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
Kevin Brown, every single fight has taken place here. He wants to defend his belt. He wants to defend his turf. That's his mindset here tonight, Michael Woods.
And I'm asking for something extra special plus. I want to see him make this his home and decorate it in fine fashion. A lot is expected of him. I think his talent is something he can give us more than he's given. He's won every time, but I'm asking for more.
Let's get our main event underway. This one is scheduled for 10 rounds. Kevin Brown defending his WBA Continental North America Super Lightweight title. Kevin Brown in the white and gold trunks. Estueri Suero in the black trunks. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Michael Woods. This is Boxlab Promotions. Night of Champions 10, live from Caribe Royale on DAZN. And let's get the action started.
Kevin Brown, you're seeing already changing levels. You're seeing a long stabbing jab, nice elongation on it. Suero trying to time him, answer, counter. In center ring to start. Good solid action to start. They're coming out and it's a little bit almost guns a-blazing compared to some feel-out rounds that we've seen before.
It's what we like to see.
Yes, sir.
This one at 140 pounds, and both men coming out swinging. And we talked about the storyline here for Suero, right? Took on Floyd Schofield, lots of low blows, picking up his opponent. It seemed like maybe he was overmatched. Maybe he wanted to make the fight dirty. We're not sure. But he assured us this week when we spoke to him, Michael, that that won't be the case tonight. He said he's going to fight with a lot more discipline.
I suspect that to be the case, but as we saw with the previous fight, you don't know what's going on in people's head, right? So much of this stuff is mental. So let's see how it plays out. You brought up before in that last fight, hey, maybe stamina plays into it, the brain and the thinking plays into it. We don't know what's going on in there. I love the skill set of Kevin Brown, right? About 100 amateur fights, 6-0, already moving up the rankings, the ratings, getting some lower title fight opportunities. A win here brings him to that next level, closer to where he wants to be. But Suero is just not anyone that you're going to overlook. He's got good hand speed. He's going to counter. He's going to be slick and smart. And if he is, well, he just got whacked with the right hand there. But if his mind is dialed in, unlike when he was against Floyd Schofield, he's a really harder out.
45 seconds to go in round one. Kevin Brown did land that quick right hand. Now, we talked about Suero. He said, I've turned it around. Well, he held the hand of Brown for a few moments there. Referee Alicia Collins had to give him a very quick warning. So that's the storyline we're going to be following in this fight. Both fighters get tangled up there in the center of the ring.
And did you see that shove from Kevin Brown there? See, that's what happens when someone knows that someone has been involved in that stuff before. It's not maybe unwise for Brown to try to push him a little bit to get him off his mental game.
Suero landed a quick right hand and a left uppercut. Got the attention of Kevin Brown here in our main event. Remember, Kevin Brown is defending his belt. There's another right hand for Suero that gets through. Fascinating start to our fight. Both men motivated, both men having their moments, and we're keeping an eye on how rough or not rough it's going to be. One thing we're seeing there, Kevin Brown in the corner, electing not to sit on the stool. And let's take a look at some of the previous fights. All 6 fights, Michael, have been here at Caribe Royale.
Right? Decision last time out, split decision to Umara, and stoppage in the one before. I've said this before, I'm going to hammer it home. I want conclusive, I want exclamation point. Give me the guy who stops fights, because that guy is going to elevate himself in this division that much quicker.
And you saw there, Adalberto Umara was one of the opponents for Kevin Brown. Brown did get knocked down in that fight, but it went to the scorecards. Brown was able to get the big win. Round 2 underway here in our main event. Kevin Brown in the white and gold trunks. Estueri Suero in the black trunks. Both fighters standing in the center of the ring. It looks like they're trying to get their timing, trying to feel out each other. Some quick combinations from Brown. Suero in that exchange was playing the role of counterpuncher.
Tell you what, Kevin Brown has a nice frame for a 140-pounder, nice and wide in the back. So I want to see some power shots from him. Take it to Suero. Don't let him get in a rhythm.
And you can see it here with 2 minutes to go in round 2. Brown taking his time, working at distance. Then he kind of comes in and explodes with a combination. So that seems to be the game plan so far for Kevin Brown.
Right, varying distance. That's smart. His ring generalship, probably superior, I'm going to say, through this portion of the 10-rounder.
Jab to the body from Kevin Brown.
Suero's moving forward, but you see, it's nothing that's bumming Brown out. Brown kind of doing what he wanted as far as distance go. Now you note that lead hand there, that left hand is low. Some trainers still get annoyed by that. Others say, no, listen, you're going to fight how you're going to fight. You're a little bit cocky, and that's your style. That's cool.
Quick combination for both men in the center of the ring. And yeah, the left hand, I mean, it could be the angle that you're used to launching it from, could be a little lower, something that fighters do. And you see that left hand, though. It is very low there for Suero. So same thing for Kevin Brown as well, though. So we'll see how both fighters adjust to that.
I like that jab when he does it, when he uses it from Brown. It's long and it's quick. Give me more of that.
And moments ago there, you saw Suero, when they got tangled up, he put his hands straight up. He said, hey, I'm not engaging in that way this time. And he knows, like he said, told us this week, this is a fresh opportunity. I don't want my name to be associated with that disqualification that happened 2 fights ago.
Both guys have pretty good hand speed, and they like to, land a counter or punch at the same time and get there quicker. There's a little bit of battle playing out there. Both know they got some skills.
Quick right hand there for Brown, and then some good movement to get out of the way of what was coming back. Nice work there for Brown at the end of round 2.
Kern, what we said about these guys being in comparable neighborhood is playing out after 2 rounds so far.
And let's take a look at the last 6 fights for Suero, and we should put a big circle around that. Floyd Schofield, DQ. That was an opportunity, a big main event, and that ended up being a disqualification for Suero.
Right, and his last fight came in October, so I'm not saying that he's, mad rust on him or whatever, but his first start in 2025 so far. For that, he looks really good. He looks strong. He looks on message. Looks like he's got his faculties tonight. So far, so good.
And Estueri Suero is holding the IBF Latino Super Lightweight title holder in his own right. As we start round 3, it's been a fast-moving first 2 rounds, and both men trying to figure out the distance, figure out timing.
If I'm Team Brown trainer, I want more of that jab. That establishes the distance to his liking and the pacing of the fight. So give me a constant jab, please, Kevin Brown.
And Kevin Brown goes for a left hand there, but 30 seconds went by. It seems like Kevin Brown is starting these rounds slow. I don't know if that's by design, but we've noticed that the first few rounds.
Agreed. That's not ideal to me, but let's see how it plays out, right? There might be absolutely method to the madness. He might be trying to ramp it up at a certain pace that fits him.
Moments ago, that was a little bit of a level change there from Kevin Brown during a 1-2 combination. It's very rare. He landed the jab from a lower angle and then popped up with the right hand. So showing Suero a couple different things that he might not be used to.
And every time that Suero locks up, you start thinking, oh no, what's going to happen? Is it going to get silly? A la the Floyd Schofield fight. But no, it hasn't been chippy. By the way, him and Schofield were like, beefing with each other and yapping a little bit at the weigh-in and stuff. There's been no hint of that leading up to this, so we don't assume it'll happen again.
Halfway through this round 3, it does seem like Estueri Suero is very hyper-aware of that perception, right? He told us that this week, and so he doesn't want to take any chances and wants to stick to regulated boxing moves and boxing punches. Doesn't want to do anything outside of the rules of the sport, and we're seeing that play out here through 3 rounds.
Hey, these guys have worked together before in sparring. I think they said they did, about 6 rounds together? And no one said, oh, I dominated the other person there. It seemed to be that it was comparable levels. No one said, oh, yeah, I saw all I needed to see in that. But they know each other.
Both men know each other. Both men sparred together in March of 2024, 6 rounds. We couldn't find out who got the better of it either way. Both men said it was just more for work. The one thing that I think did stick out when we spoke to both men this week is that they said, we're not friends. We are acquaintances. Right. We got work together in the gym, but we do not have a friendly relationship. So all business for Kevin Brown and Estueri Suero here.
Now, can I say what I've been saying about Kevin Brown, and I've been harping on it. I want him to be the aggressor. I want him to dictate the tone with the jab. But we see him backing up in this round more than I think it might be. Best case scenario for him is giving him best chance to win.
Suero landed a right hand. Both fighters got tangled up and went down. Action resumes here in round 3. And referee Alicia Collins could potentially have her hands full. We'll see how it plays out as we close out round 3. Kevin Brown is electing to use the stool here. That's something different than in the opening rounds. He's been called a boxing phenom. Wants to be the next big Cuban boxing sensation. That's his goal. He's undefeated as a professional, only 31 years old. Nickname Alpha Wolf. Said, I identify with wolves.
Hey, it's good to build yourself up like that. But then you're setting assumptions that, or expectations. So far, is he acting like the alpha? Is he acting like the next big Cuban boxing star? That's a rhetorical question. The answer is not overly. I mean, he looks fine, but let me see you be the alpha, man.
Well, plenty of time left in this title fight in the super lightweight division. This one is scheduled for 10. This is round 4. Kevin Brown, white and gold trunks. Estueri Suero in the black. Both men get some action there, trading some shots.
Suero found a home for a long right hand.
We've had moments like that, right? It's been feeling out and punches at distance that aren't necessarily landing, and then some big moments here and there.
And then Suero with a sharp counter, especially, I guess, with the right hand he's had most luck with so far.
Action heating up here in our main event. Jab gets through for Kevin Brown, snaps the neck of Estueri Suero.
That's great. 1 is great. I'm going to say 2 or 3 is better. And then setting it up, using it to set something up. I want to see that from Brown.
Big right hand for Brown, answered with a big right hand for Suero.
And you hear exclamations from Brown, right? Trying to ramp up, exert more leverage and power here in round number 4. Understanding that the first few rounds have been kind of coin flip rounds. Maybe he realizes, you know what, I got to pull away. I got to put some distance in between ourselves.
Brown got a right hand through, and that's the second time we've seen that. Brown almost leaning on Suero, and Suero going down, saying, hey, wait a minute, this guy's tangling me up. There's a shot to the back of the head, and referee Alicia Collins is going to call time.
See, we're getting a little bit silly now. We're getting a little bit chippy now. We're getting a little bit sloppy now, along the lines of what happened when Suero fought Floyd Schofield.
But this time it was his opponent with the illegal blow there to the back of the head. You saw the apologetic tone for Kevin Brown as action resumes in round 4. A minute to go here.
See, there's a little mismatch here. There's a little style clash. There's not a perfect mesh there. Instead of working out of it, we see them grappling. That seems to be a Suero trait, perhaps.
Quick combination for Brown, and then some head movement to get out of the way. There's a left hand that gets through for Brown. Both of these fighters are quick. Both are throwing quick punches and also using head movement, using movement to get out of the way of the punches coming back at them. So fascinating technical fight up to this point.
Yeah, and I'm going to say not easy to score either. Not obvious these rounds, I don't think.
Right hand moments ago got the attention of Suero. Both men trading jabs in the center of the ring. And this time when they got tangled up, Brown put his hand straight up. He said, hey, you're not going to get me with that again, as we close out round 4. So let me ask you this, Michael Woods. So you mentioned these are close rounds, and that means they could go either way. We know that Kevin Brown is defending his belt. He's defending his undefeated streak, not just here at Caribe Royale, but he's undefeated in the sport of boxing, 6-0, 3 knockouts. Let's take a look at, here's an interested observer here.
Andre digs that new belt. I think that's sleeping into bed with him tonight, eh?
Fresh off his win, Henry Cedeno. We
That's
saw the party in
grand
Dominican Republic. They're bringing it here ringside.
That's the smile that I saw, right? That's the smile that we saw leading in. And now it's back.
And certainly we said interested observer. They're same weight class, 140 pounds. You know,
Right.
Cedeno could be doing some scouting here in this fight. Let's get round 4 underway. So my question, Michael Woods, is if these are close rounds, and we know the belt is on the line for Kevin Brown, a lot more is on the line. A lot is on the line for Suero as well, right? He's trying to change his image, turn around his career in a way, already coming off of 1 win since that DQ loss. So does either fighter have to do more, or are they both content with this pace?
You know, this feels like a situation where it's guys that kind of know each other and have kind of been in the ring together before. You know, sort of evenly matched. And so it's tit for tat. And it's hard to pick up on something where someone could obviously tweak or adapt something and pull away.
That's
Down
going to be
goes
ruled a
Brown,
slip.
just slipped.
Looks like the fighters got tangled up, and Kevin Brown touched the canvas, but referee Alicia Collins correctly calls that a slip.
Not counting punch numbers over here, but I do feel like that Brown has landed more. And so this could just be a volume thing, and they go through the fight, and no one goes down, and Brown the busier boxer. That's sort of the way I see it playing out now. But Suero is definitely in it. He's found a home for counter right hands. But I'm sorry again. We're getting into, it's getting a little bit sloppier at this midway point, round 5 of 10. I hope it doesn't deteriorate more.
Halfway through round 5, and we spoke about Kevin Brown. He's from Cuba, and earlier tonight we talked about that Cuban style of boxing, that compact punches. We're seeing that for Brown, accuracy and compact punches. Suero with a very different style, right? He's playing the role of counterpuncher. He's moving a lot. He's not giving Brown a stationary target, and both men are having success in different ways, but it does seem like Brown has been a little bit more of the aggressor here.
Right, and even if he's landing only, 27% of his shots, the fact that he's throwing more is sending a message to the judges that usually that matters, and that speaks loudest.
There's a jab that gets through for Suero.
Hey, look at them. They're not dissimilar. They're both moving their head back and forth. It's like almost a mirror image.
It's definitely a technical fight of two fighters who know each other, because
yes,
they both threw a jab, and then Suero threw another one, which surprised Brown. So it's almost like a tactical game of chess, right? You expect me to do this. We've sparred before. We now have 5 rounds in the bank, and it's almost like you expect me to do this, so now I have to do this.
Right. Also, the right-hand counters from Suero in the last couple rounds, I have not seen them with tremendous amount of pop. So is he losing a little bit of steam? We're going to look at that moving forward.
Quick right hand got through for Brown, but story of the fight is you throw X, you think I'm going to throw X back, I'm going to throw Y. And we're seeing that. It's a very high-level boxing match here halfway through.
Brown, I feel like maybe got into a little bit better rhythm, a little bit more confidence, a little bit, feeling himself, making Suero miss better and more. So let's see if there's a little upswing for Kevin Brown. I detect the possibility.
Estueri Suero is trained by Jason Gallegos, father of young up-and-coming fighter Kaipo Gallegos. They met at the boxing gym, and Jason Gallegos felt like he could add to Suero's arsenal, his game plan, his new fighting method, fighting more disciplined. We're halfway through our main event. Kevin Brown in the white and gold trunks, Estueri Suero in the black trunks. We're coming to you live from Caribe Royale in Orlando, Florida. This is Boxlab Promotions, Night of Champions 10. Live on the zone. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Michael Woods. Fascinating matchup so far. Kevin Brown defending his title belt. And we've seen both men have their moments. And these are fighters that have a history together. They've sparred in the past. And you can see that playing out live here.
I do believe Suero heard it from the corner saying, the last 2 rounds were a little bit flat for me, bro. Need you to come out and be doing more. Impose yourself on Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown is acting like the alpha here in the last couple rounds. If he continues that, he's got a decision win going. Suero has to upset that rhythm.
And to Michael Woods' point, with 2 minutes to go in round 6, Suero now moving forward, right? So he's playing the role of counterpuncher. He was moving backwards, moving laterally. Now he's moving forward.
Right, there was he lost some snap on the counters a little bit, so I think you got to come forward and dial down. And he's dictating pace. His volume is superior to Brown so far. Brown is not that ring general that he was in the previous rounds and making him miss as much, although he caught Suero with the right hand as he slid out to his right.
Sneaky right hand at the end of the combination got through for Brown. That's what we've been talking about. You gotta surprise your opponent when there's familiarity there, which there is with these two men. Quick combination for Brown. Suero complains about back of the head. Alicia Collins, referee, tells him to fight on.
I'm going to say neither of these guys is a bomber, right? Neither is a mad bomber. You know, power seems perhaps comparable, so maybe you want to be trying to catch something that they don't see. But these two guys who know each other so well are really seeing everything that the other guy is doing.
There's that dynamic. There's also the dynamic of the fact that neither man is giving the other a stationary target,
Correct.
right? There's a lot of movement here, head movement, body movement, right? We're seeing that, and so good defense is not allowing for either man to really sit down on a hard shot.
Brown has landed a few better, cleaner, harder shots to me in this round, however, I do believe. So far, this is looking like we're going to be heading to the judges are going to be making up their mind, and that's always that coin flip that who likes to see that? I don't. I frankly don't.
We probably thought that last fight,
Yes, sir.
that we were maybe headed to the judges' scorecards. You never know in boxing. Let's take a look at some of the action from the previous round.
So there's Brown taking it to Suero. In tight, sweeping left hand. Suero answering with a counter. Right hand, trying for the left hook follow from Brown. Overall, better volume and connects in that round. On my unofficial card, Kevin Brown, the winner of the last one.
See Suero there with Jason Gallegos, who we mentioned. And for Kevin Brown, he had over 300 fights in the amateurs, and what he told us is that he doesn't want to follow the prototypical Cuban style, which is boxing, moving, and not necessarily getting knockouts, being more technical. He says he wants to flip that, right? He wants to be the exciting fighter. He wants to get knockouts. And so if that's your goal, then you do have to take some more risks. You have to do a couple different things, especially in the second half of a close fight.
Yes, sir. And I don't want to denigrate his power, but it doesn't seem to me to be above average. So that's harder to be that style of fighter then.
Suero landed a big shot that caught the attention of Brown moments ago.
Yeah, both these guys pretty slick with the head movement at slipping punches mostly. No one running away with this. That's the bottom line. Still hanging the balance, yes?
Certainly, and a lot of fight left. Remember, Kevin Brown, his WBA Continental North America super lightweight title belt on the line here. He's defending that belt.
Now, Brown, when he makes him miss and then doesn't make him pay, how much credit do you get for that? That's up to the judges over there and what kind of styles they like or don't.
There's a leaping right hand for Brown that got through, and coming up on halfway through this round 7. We talked about the title belt that Brown is defending, and this platform, Boxlab Promotions, here at Caribe Royale, I mean, this allows fighters to continue on their rise, and a loss, losing that kind of title, that could be devastating for a fighter like Kevin Brown at this level.
Hey, tell you what, he's in a mode right now. He's feeling it. He's grooving. He's in a rhythm now. I feel like he's having more fun. He's landing from a further distance with the jab and the right hand, so his timing is improving now. I don't know if Suero's maybe slowing down a little bit because we're in round 7. A little uptick from Kevin Brown, I feel like. Don't want to jinx him, but so far so good in this round number 7.
And so if you are in the Suero corner, Jason Gallegos leading him into battle, what would be your advice to...
I like it when he's taking it to Brown. I like it when he's more so being the alpha and the leader and not waiting to, make Brown miss and then make him pay, or fighting off the back foot, or... Remember, one guy here is undefeated and one guy isn't, okay? So you got to assume that the undefeated guy maybe is going to get a little extra love. Maybe.
But Suero has been holding his own in here through 7 rounds. And to Suero's credit, remember, this week he told us, said, hey, I have a lot of discipline. I'm going to turn this around in terms of my perception. That, at least so far, through 7 rounds, has definitely been accurate.
Yeah, there hasn't been any tomfoolery, but he's down a couple rounds on my unofficial card.
It's been a great night here at Caribe Royale. We started off the night with 2 big heavyweight fights. A knockout to start the evening. Henry Cedeno, he's in the crowd. He picked up a title. And now a final few rounds here, and Kevin Brown looking to defend his belt. But Estueri Suero is not making this easy as we start this 8th round. This one's scheduled for 10.
He's not making it easy, but what is the pathway to winning? Is he going to be an edge in volume? I don't think I see him, stopping and dropping and stopping Kevin Brown. So what's the method to victory? Well, I think he has to be the aggressor. I think he has to show the judges, I want this round more, and I'm going to prove it to you by landing more clean, hard shots, right, Harold Letterman? I mean, just basic, easy to say. Sounds easy, not easy to do. Because neither guy is easy to catch clean, frankly. Both are defensively pretty darned adept.
Lots of movement, lots of defense, and the familiarity aspect, right? Now it's been 8 rounds.
Right.
In this one, 6 rounds of sparring. So these fighters know each other,
See, when
know their
Brown
strengths,
is
know
doing
their
that,
weaknesses.
and the distance with that long jab, he's got nice reach. Every second he's doing that, Suero is not winning the round.
And right now, Brown is just out of reach for Suero. And Brown told us that. He said, I can fight at any distance. And when you have over 300 amateur fights, as Brown does, I mean, that is a huge advantage in the boxing ring, especially when it comes to in-fight adjustments, right? That muscle memory is just there on a different level.
Yeah, Brown has seen a lot in these rings. And getting countered with the right hand from Suero, a guy whose hand speed isn't, it's good, but he's seen it before. This is nothing he hasn't seen before.
A couple of right hands. Barely missed the mark for Brown. He smiles at Suero to say, hey, I almost got you there.
Yeah, these have not been runaway rounds for Brown now, but there is more distance in between him and Suero these last couple rounds, in my view.
You see Suero there with the effusive apology, saying, hey, I'm not trying to do anything wrong. Clearly he wasn't there at all either. Nice right hand gets through for Brown.
Yeah, Brown these last 3.5 rounds or so, Curran, again, not pulling away, but closer to that. Closer to showing that he's the unbeaten man, and that's for a reason.
That time the right hand, Suero was able to counter as Brown was moving, almost like hitting a moving target, which isn't easy to do. But let me ask you this. We saw that right hand get through for Brown. It seems like it's a few punches here and there, but not necessarily in combination. Would you like Brown to sit down a little bit more and throw a couple more combinations?
I think I'm going to say no. Sort of keep doing what you're doing, because keeping that distance in between, you don't want to stay and set your feet and then get countered by Suero. So a little extra movement, it's suiting him well. What he's been doing the last 3.5 rounds, keep on doing that. Suero is tricky, he's slick, it's not an easy out.
Brown said, I know with my amateur pedigree, being one of the best fighters to ever come out of Cuba, I'll be world champion if given the opportunity. I only have one goal in mind, and that's to destroy every opponent that steps in the ring with me.
See, I'll be honest with you, his actions don't exactly match that wording. He's a very clever boxer, Curran, but talking like the Destroyer and such, maybe he wants to be that. Can he be that? Is he that? Bro, he's 30, he's 31 years old. He is what he is. And he's really good. But to talk about being destroying all that, maybe that's not exactly him. See that long jab, just keeping distance in between him and his foe. Doing that for most of the round is going to be enough to win him a lot of rounds.
For Estueri Suero, he said in this fight, I just want to come out victorious. That would change everything. So he knows what this win would do. Obviously, it would be the title at stake, the WBA Continental North America title at 140 pounds. But more so, Michael Woods, if you are in the Suero corner, right, and you feel like this could change everything, I mean, you most likely have to change the game plan here, at least for the last few rounds.
What we hear in corners and then sometimes what we've seen can be two radically different things. We would think that would be the advice in the corner. Bro, you could be down 6-2. You're not the undefeated guy coming in here, so you might not get the judge love. You said it before 2 rounds ago. Need you to take more risks, frankly.
And do you think it's a case of, as Kevin Brown drops Suero, round 9, massive right hand for Brown. Suero shaken up by that attack. Kevin Brown showcasing his power. An eternity to work with for Brown. And Suero is holding on.
And this is what I've been asking for. And, bro, Brown is doing it. Punch of the match so far. 2 right hands, I believe it was, resulted in a knockdown. A little over a minute to go in round number 9.
Estueri Suero clearly hurt, keeps holding, trying to keep Brown off of him. Here comes Kevin Brown. And will Suero give him an opportunity to work here?
He's trying to give himself an opportunity to hold the hell on, and he's risking, could be getting busted on by the referee.
You can see the frustration there for Kevin Brown. He knew he hurt Suero.
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go. Alicia Collins, referee. 1 point deducted from Estueri Suero for holding there after he was dropped. So this is a disastrous round for Suero. Here comes Kevin Brown, and Suero.
Not counted a knockdown? Okay.
No, that will be a knockdown. So that's the second knockdown of the fight for Brown.
So now a 3-point advantage in this round for Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown, monumental round here in round 9. He's got 10 seconds to work.
And a fantastic right hand from Suero, by the way.
Swinging for the fences.
Oh, no. You're being chippy now. Don't get silly now.
What a round for Kevin Brown. This fight was taking on a certain pace, and Brown said, hey, I'm going to up everything here. Got the knockdown, got the point deduction, got another knockdown.
That, my friend, is alpha. That's what I want. That's what he's capable of.
Here in Orlando, championship belt on the line. This is round number 10. The 10th
Kevin Brown really turned it up in that round. Dropped his opponent, hurt his opponent, wanted to do more work, but Suero held on.
What are we going to see now? Emphasis? Climax? Pound of flesh? Being what he said he wants to be and showing us that? Give me that!
This is the 10th and final round of our main event. Boxlab Promotions Night of Champions live from Caribe Royale on DAZN. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Michael Woods. Kevin Brown is in the white and gold trunks. Estueri Suero in the black trunks. And Kevin Brown got 2 knockdowns in round 9. And based on everything he said he wants to be the next Cuban boxing sensation, wants to show what he can do in there. He's hungry to go for the stoppage here in round 10.
What we saw in round 9 was closer to that. Now don't keep doing it now. Close strong. Leave everyone in the joint wanting to see you again. Suero is extra, attentive to defense now. So Brown is saying, I'm going to clown for a little bit, and then maybe I'll ramp it up. Also, he doesn't want to get caught by something. Suero threw a home run attempt, right hand that did land in the last round, so I'm sure Brown's corner said, be smart now. You got this in the bag, just don't be dumb.
Less than 2 minutes to go for Kevin Brown to work. He's talked about his ambitions in the sport, what he wants to do. You hear referee Alicia Collins say to Suero, you're holding him. Suero lost a point in round 9.
She's earning her check tonight. Yeah, sloppy, sloppy. Suero sloppy. Keep it clean, gents. Keep it clean to the end.
It's almost like we were waiting for a signature moment of that fight, and we got it last round. Kevin Brown, 2 knockdowns, plus an extra point.
Brown is a little bit 2/3 of the way running out the clock here in this round, right? That's not alpha. That's not alpha. He's having fun, right? It appeals to some people, but maybe I'm being too hard. I don't wish to be, but.
And to Suero's credit, he's not just letting Brown ride this out, right? He's throwing punches in combination. He's trying to swarm Brown. He's trying to do something special here with a little over 30 seconds to go in the final round.
But he only has so much, and even with his aggression, oftentimes he's not letting the hands go. He's allowing clinches, allowing clinch-ups. So.
Big left hand there for Brown. Both fighters get tangled up here. 10 seconds to go in our main event. Kevin Brown, Estueri Suero. They're going to finish it in the center of the ring. That will do it.
And they hug it out. We always like to see that. Even if there was silliness, boxers usually do hug it out.
Good sign of sportsmanship there. Remember,
absolutely,
these fighters had trained together, had sparred together. And for as close as it was, round 9 changed everything. Kevin Brown, 2 knockdowns, an extra point. He did not want to take any chances defending his WBA Continental title.
He looks like he could go another 5.
That's that amateur pedigree we've been talking about. Over 300 fights in the amateurs. Undefeated as a pro, 6-0, most likely, almost definitely will be 7-0 after these scorecards are read. And for Suero, the game plan was discipline. And yes, he was deducted a point, but that was after he was hurt. That was more of a desperation move, right?
Mostly, he hit his mark as far as that goes. There's a skill set advantage that Brown has that is hard to get past from anyone. Suero, I don't know that he has it in him ever. He had his moments here. He's landing the right hand at times. Brown clicked in sort of 4, 5, 6 into 7 and just started having fun.
Let's check out the punch of the match, brought to you by Puncher's Chance Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey, supporting all willing to take a chance. Surrender to nothing. And of course, let's take a look at the action from round 9. Kevin Brown.
Punch of the match courtesy of Kevin Brown. Knockdown with a right hand. Caught Suero trying to back out. Sent him right on his keister. Punch of the match.
Kevin Brown landed the quick right hand, knew he had Suero hurt, and swarmed him and landed another huge right hand. And remember, there was a knockdown again later in that round, so it's a very monumental round 9.
I like
Kevin
that he
Brown
showed us that power late. That's what I'm talking about. I expected a lot and asked a lot from Kevin Brown. I realized that. But he showed a good element of it, so I will shut up.
Remember, Kevin Brown, in his own words, I have one goal: to destroy every opponent that steps in the ring. So certainly he destroyed his opponent in that round 9. But this one does go to the judges. We are going to get the official decision one more time this evening. Here's Mark Fratto.
All right, fight fans here in Orlando, let's make some noise. These warriors went all 10 rounds with the WBA Continental title on the line. We now go to the judges' scorecards. Tina Griffith scored this one 95-92. Efrain LeBron had it 96-91. And Alexander Levin scored it 98-89. All three judges in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still, the WBA Continental North America champion, Kevin Hayler